We get to the finals, which is the same format, knockout, win or go home. Great opportunity for Neil, for both PLDT looking for their first and an unblemished record, IL and Jamie, and an incredible opportunity for Chery to follow up on a long-awaited title that the first pro title was won when you guys were still playing.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Feels like a long time ago.
Ages ago.
So, let's start with, the unblemished team first. We can give them their flowers, obviously. But they've won without Savvy.
Yes.
And then they add Savvy.
Oof.
At the right time, too. And she
At
looked
the
like
right
she
time.
never left. Parang gumaling pa nga lalo. Ayan, you get first dibs.
Well, for PLDT, I think Coach Ral, during the post-game interview in that semifinals match, was able to encapsulate this conference. Kompleto sila this conference.
Healthy.
That's something that we've even talked about off-air, that it could have been a game PLDT would won if they have all the complete pieces. Kiana Diaz healthy, not just healthy, but looking more confident compared to when she started playing. Kim Fajardo has been setting well. Jovi Prado, I feel like she's one underrated outside hitter, very efficient. She's able to play better right now. You have Majoy and Mika coming off injuries before also. So these are the starters of PLDT players. They've waited to be completed and to play together. And as you mentioned, add Savvy Davison into the mix, then they have a very strong core lineup. And I think that's the biggest reason why they were able to sweep the preliminary round and the tournament so far.
Pero wala na yan. Wala na yung preliminary round. Wala na semis.
Yeah, we can already see the future for PLDT.
Yes.
They're a very dangerous team. You have Del Palomata coming in the next conference.
I mean, Kat
Aliyah
Arado
Malaluan
also.
pa,
Oh, yeah,
Kat Arado pa. But Jamie, I feel like, I don't know if you'll agree with me, I feel like Keisha Bedonia
Yes.
will actually be one of their keys to the championship.
You know,
she didn't get to play in the semis matchup, but throughout the preliminaries, she was one of the top scorers of PLDT.
Actually, their first game was against Farm Fresh, and this is when Savvy was still not there. So it was Prado and Keisha Bedonia. I think she was actually player of the game that game. She will be key, especially if, let's say, one open spiker's not doing their job. She has to step up because she was the one playing when Savvy wasn't there. So everyone, the bench, they need to stay ready because we never really know what will happen.
But they've done this before. They've looked really good, and then they face, like, say, a team like Creamline. They don't get over the hump. They did this time,
Yes.
Ayel. How big is that for them going into the finals?
That's very big because that seems to be a ghost hunting them for quite some time. Sabi
good
nga ni Kat Arada in that post-game interview also na parang they were able to get through that hump of the semi-finals curse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kasi andun na lagi.
Akari
Ang
was
lapit
the last
na,
one,
yeah.
tama, no?
Pero they can't seem to
Yeah.
get over that. So finally, it's also a mental relief for them na finally ito na, kaya natin. And we always emphasize how important the mentality is also during the game. So just like what Neil mentioned earlier, it could be a start of good things for
At
PLDT.
Creamline pa yung natalo nila na, has no reputation of, we're gonna take it easy
Yeah.
today. They just don't do that.
They just need to keep their antennas up for sure kasi I'm sure hindi rin magpapatalo.
One game!
ang Chery
No
Tiggo.
choice.
game!
No choice.
So it's time to talk about the challengers, the Chery
Oh my
Tiggo
goodness.
crossovers. They had an okay record in the preliminaries, 3-2 as well. But again, in the semis, talagang ang ganda ng defense pattern. You talked about their patterns and I feel like that was their key to victory in that semis matchup against Signal HD.
Ang ganda ng gising nila.
That also.
Jamie.
You know, just the consistency because when you look at the players, when you look at the lineup in Chery, it's a mix of veterans and young guns. You have Ara Galang, who's playing wonderfully. And I have to give credit to Amy Hernandez. This is her first time back in in a very long time since her ACL. She provides a lot of stability. When you look at the stats, she scores maybe 9 to 12 points in every game. And for a middle blocker to have that for every game, that's unheard of because usually a middle blocker would tally 6 to 7. And also Cés Robles. We all know what she did in the UAP, providing a lot of stability. And of course, Karen Verdeflor. The defense is there, the receive is there, and they're all in sync. And I consider Chery to be a moody team. So when they're hot, they're hot. So hopefully on Sunday, they're hot. We don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Karen obviously was player of the game in a previous match prior to the semifinals. Princess Robles, by the way, has been dealing with some knee issues before this PVL on tour. So that's why she's looking healthy also. But the biggest weapon, Ayel, and like Neil would say, you don't have to agree with me, but I want your point on this. The biggest weapon, I feel like they have nothing to lose here.
Exactly.
Nobody expected them to, beat all of these teams. I'm sure if you ask them, they always believed that they could beat anybody. But to be in the finals and now one game away from a championship again, this is a great, kumbaga, house money for them.
That's right. I mean, that's also interesting because for me, Chery Tiggo just really played steady this preseason. Not as sharp as PLDT, but they won games that they had to win, especially the semifinals. But then it becomes interesting also because, like what you said, no pressure on them. They will put pressure on PLDT, and we've seen PLDT crumble under pressure.
Good point.
So that's something that PLDT has to be very mindful about. Coming into the game, knowing that there's going to be pressure and how they handle it, because Chery Tiggo definitely will just play their game, and with how they have been performing the entire preseason, they have a good chance to win the championship.
They've gotten over the semifinals hump. Yung finals naman ngayon.
Actually, nakakapanibago yung final teams natin, but they really deserve it. Pero ang pinakamasaya talaga are the LaSalle fans. To be honest, ang LaSalle fans, ang pinakamasaya. Just imagine, Aragalang, Abby Maraño against the LaSalle players in KKD, Majoy Baron, Mika Reyes of PLDT.
Nabuhay ang F2! Nabuhay ang F2!
So what do you think about the premier matchup, Aragalang versus KKD?
We just love it. I mean, of course, different. They're both opposites, of course, different styles of play. But I think with both of them, at the end of the day, knockout game, you're going to give your best. Of course, the pressure is also on PLDT because they have a perfect record. And I don't really think they look at that necessarily, we have a perfect record. It also boils down to the last game. And one of the interviews, Catherado said they're way better at just managing their emotions now. And
even Savvy said that in post-game.
I think it was actually Savvy.
Right?
And I think all that heartache created some strong bond.
They had to go through it.
They had to go through it, and it changed them for the better. And that's what we are seeing in the game. Hopefully, that is also what they can show on Sunday.
Huwag natin kalimutan, may Abby Maraño pa yan.
Oh, yes, the running attack.
Siguradong, di ba, will give them the
Majoy
finger.
The finger,
So
something.
there's so many things to look forward to, and it's a refreshing change also for PVL. I'm sure Creamline and Signal don't like the refreshing change, but it is what it is now. So we will say good luck to both teams. It's a red finals on Sunday between Chery Tiggo and, of course, PLDT. Thank you, Ayel. Thank you, Jamie. All right, we're also excited to share the awesome news that Signal Fame Swap has been honored with the 2025 Stevie Gold Award for Communication of the Year Sport at the Asia Pacific Stevie Awards. Yeah, this prestigious recognition celebrates excellence in innovation, creativity, and achievement across the region. Congratulations, Signal DDB and the whole team behind this amazing feat.
Well, tayo, alam ko, we can't wait. I know the fans cannot wait for the PVL Sunday special. So make sure to catch the battle for bronze and finals of the PVL On Tour this Sunday on One Sports and Pilipinas Live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Neil Flores.
I will all be there. I'm Boom Gonzalez. This has been Starting Lineup.